There's so much information out there that all you need to do is go and type it in on the web and you'll get feedback. The catch-22 with that is you have to be able to discern the truth of what you're reading or hearing. You know, whenever I do this consumer lecture, I always tell people, don't believe a word I've said. Not one word. Put it to the test. You know, the whole thing, vitamin A. I actually did a lecture for pharmacists years ago, and I said the whole thing about vitamin A, and one of the pharmacists came up to me at the end and said, you are a threat to human health. You're really a danger. That much vitamin A, do you know what you'll do to the liver? You'll toxify it. You could kill somebody. You're irresponsible. I'm going to make sure you never speak here again. True story. So next year when I was back, did the talk, guy comes up to me at the end and says, do you remember me? And I said, no sir, you don't look familiar. He said, I'm the guy that chewed you out last year. I said, oh yeah, I couldn't sit for a week. I remember that. He said, well, I want to tell you, my wife started to get sick, and I gave her the vitamin A. And he said, I owe you an apology. He said, it works, and I owe you an apology. And he said, actually, I'm an educator myself. I'm a diabetes educator. And I heard something from him that I've never heard before and I haven't heard since. And that is, people with diabetes are low in testosterone. And people with Alzheimer's have diminished glucose or insulin receptors in the brain cells. So testosterone as a hormone has some activity to do with sugar uptake and utilization in some way, shape, or form. But you have to be able to discern, and you'll know the truth. You know, it's one of the things I always believe, that you know it in your heart. The catch-22 there is also something else. I do ramblings, and I'll ask you all if you're interested in my ramblings to put you on the list. And one of them I did was, it's called Trust Your Instincts. And where the ramblings come from, so you know what I'm doing, is because I travel, I was at the airport and I saw a little book and it said 8,789 words of wisdom. And Lord knows I need wisdom. So I bought the book. And what it is one-liners. Every page has one-liners. And one of them was trust your instincts. So I did a rambling on it. I don't think I've sent this one out yet, but I said, well, you know, that's true and not true. Because you don't know what is propelling your instinct. Is it from the subconscious expectation in order to validate your concepts of who you think you are, or is it coming from your spiritual self? So even with your instincts, you have to be able to discern. You have to be able to taste the truth. You have to be able to hear the truth. So the information is out there. The information is in there as well. The key to everything is going to be understanding it and allowing, if you understand the fundamental root cause, then you can get a handle on the nutrients that will help to correct the situation.
Could you give an example of how you would break down a disease? Say you are diagnosed with arthritis.
Good one.
So how would a person start breaking that down symbolically? Besides all the nutrition and diet changes, they want to understand it in their minds, you know, why they've been diagnosed. What would you tell them as far as, okay, how do you begin to break this down and understand why you have this disease at this point in your life?
Well, that's a great question. Thank you. Never has been my strong suit. When you take a look at arthritis, the first question, if I was doing a consultation with somebody, my first question would be, where is the arthritis striking you? Because wherever it is manifesting in your body gives you an indication as to what's going on. Look at how arthritis operates. What does it do? It creates inflexibility. So your first clue is that there's inflexible thinking about something, some area of your life. Where is the arthritis manifesting? Is it in your hands? So then the question comes up, well, how is it that you handle things? You've got to ask yourself. Because a good practitioner of this type of metaphysical thinking should be leading you to come to the answers. So how is it that you handle things? You know, What mindset do you have when you go into a project, when you go into a situation, what's triggered? If it deals with your joints, your elbows, your ankles, your wrist, how flexible are you in your ability to handle? How flexible are you in your thinking, in your direction, in your ability to handle things, in your ability to support yourself? If it's in your back, you know, we talked about back earlier, it's a matter of support. So I think that in seeking to understand something, you need to first understand the symbology of the disease. Arthritis is a great example, inflexible thinking. Next, where in your body is it effective? What concepts deal with how do you think about dealing with things? Whether it is your direction, your support, your handling. And then when you begin to understand that, then another thing that you can do is to use your mind in two different ways. One, you can use your mind in terms of doing a relaxation, a meditation, but not stopping there. I think meditation is wonderful. It gets you to a good place that you can begin to direct your mind and begin the questioning process. Why is it affecting me here? Why am I stiff in this realm, in this regard? And your mind will talk to you. It will give you a feeling, a smell, a picture, a sensation, and then you have to go and analyze that symbolically to try to understand what that communication is telling you, because your mind will talk to you. Another thing you can do in the same relaxing state is use your mind's eye to start healing yourself. One, whatever problem is going on, visualize it as it would be in a healthy state, because you're telling your biocomputer what it is you want to accomplish. Then go through a series of lights. First thing you want to do is you want to go in there with a white light and you want to kind of operate. If it's inflexibility, there may already be calcium deposits creating the inflexibility. So you want to dissolve those calcium deposits with a laser light, white light. Next, you would want to bathe it in red, because you want to draw blood and energy to the area. Blood's going to be the healer. You want to take away the debris. You want to strengthen it. Then I would say bathe it in a green light, because green is healing, which is why our money is green, herbs, vegetables. You want to bathe it in a green light to heal it. So you've done 4 things. You've sought a greater understanding by seeking out something, a vision, a sensation. And then you always have to question what, the way to read a symbol when you do that kind of a thing is, what does this mean to me? When was this a part of my life? How did this work in my life? What was going on? What is its function? What is its purpose? So that'll give you some insight as to the symbol. The second thing is using your mind in a visualization, seeing the healthy aspect, recreating what you want to create, and then using the lights as a way of dealing with it. Does that?
Yeah, I just wanted to
get that out there? Okay. As a method and technique. And that will really give you the insights that you need. Questions?
Well, I've been asked to thank you for coming.
Okay.
I really do. I mean, we all know you, but I think none of us knew how much you know. And what your gift for explaining it really is. I think you've opened up a whole vista for all of us.
I hope so.
My only regret is, as always, so often you preach to one preaches to the choir, as they say, and the people. There are so many people who could profit by it. It's one of those things. I've had lots of money. I buy books and hand them out. But then, so what? Because the people would read them who need to. But thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you for your
appreciate it.
support. Thank you all.